the first time. She looked in the room, peeked in. The teacher asked her whether he could help her, and then she stepped in, looking all around the room. Zoe had huge eyes, gigantic. She fixed her glance on me for a second, or maybe two, only it felt like much longer. And then she said, "I am so in the wrong room," and turned around and walked out the door. I didn't think, which had rarely, maybe never happened before. I literally jumped to my feet and went after her. Young love. People may say, "You're too young," or "It's just puppy love." But just because you're young doesn't mean it won't hurt. Kyle is a straightforward physics major who loves life. But when he loses the love of his life, Zoe, he is traumatized. Zoe is a young, innocent girl who is free and in love. But most people are lucky that love even touches them. Touch by Toni Press-Coffman. A month before our 6th anniversary, Zoe and I gave Thanksgiving. By 10 or so. It was just us and Benny and Serena. Zoe decided to have this coffee drink she liked to make, with cocoa and whipped cream. Only we had no whipped cream. And so Zoe, she said she'd run down to the 24-hour market to get some. She said she'd be right back. 45 minutes after Zoe had left, her sister asked how far away the market was. 45 minutes, which is impossible. She went to the grocery store to buy one item. I let her go. Late at night, by herself. That is a long time. And in that time, I should have gone to the grocery store myself. After that, after Serena noticed Zoe was not coming home, I was delirious with worry. And I knew I should have gone to the grocery store. The police wouldn't look for her until she was missing for 24 hours. A detective asked me who she might have split with. Who might your wife, the person you love most in the world, the only woman you ever loved, have split with? I said, "No, officer. Zoe wouldn't have split. She would not have done that." I told the detective about Zoe. I talked and talked about her. I told him, "Our car, it's still in the parking lot. Doesn't that tell you anything?" All I told him, that whoever she left me for picked her up in the supermarket parking lot. Nothing registered. He was going to wait 24 hours. 16 days after Thanksgiving, a man's dog found Zoe's bag buried in his yard. He searched and found just beyond his property a pile of rocks. I said I'd be there immediately. We found her. Zoe was there. Zoe was dead. She was cut. Her shoulders were bruised. And for God's sake, she wasn't wearing any clothes. But there was something else. She was smiling. The police started trying to find out who killed her. They told me that more than one person was involved. They think two. Two different men raped her. Sometimes it's a comfort knowing how much Zoe loved me. Sometimes I fall asleep knowing I was loved deeply. I can't say I feel happy at this moment of drifting off. But I feel comforted by knowing that if I never feel joy again, I was loved by Zoe. Passionately. In the summer and early July, the police arrested 2 men for rape. And when they searched their van, they found pictures. Pictures of Zoe. I suppose I should be grateful that these criminals, these rapists, were so stupid. The police called me at work and I went down there. She was alive in the pictures. She didn't look hurt, but she wasn't smiling. At first, I didn't think I could even bring myself to look at them. But I did. I talked to each of them separately. Each one could have said no, but each agreed to speak with me, which I didn't understand at first. But now I think it was Zoe. Zoe was smiling. Zoe was telling me, I am dying. I'm dying, Kyle. That's what my life is now. I'm dying. The first one said no. He didn't notice she was smiling. She'd asked if one of them would stay there with her until she died. She would like that. She would be grateful. He said he didn't know why, but he grabbed her purse and ran with it. He had killed before, but he didn't want to be there when Zoe died. So the other one stayed with her. When he came into the visiting room, he didn't speak. I asked if he noticed she was smiling. He said yes. I asked if she was scared. He said yes. And as she faded, she seemed less and less so. I asked if she spoke my name. He said no. He said he didn't want to piss me off, but she was one weird chick. Because as she lay, dying, she mumbled something about the stars. She died. She died. He said, you're crazy too, buddy. I banged the telephone on the plexiglass separating me from him. I said, did you touch her? Did you touch her while she was dying? Did you touch her? And there it was. He flinched. He looked at me. She reached her hand out to me, he said. She reached for me. Yeah, I let her touch me. I told him I was taking physics. And that's where I saw her for the first time.